And what did you learn?
I'm too old for backflips.
And?
She didn't send you the scum.
Was it worth it?
Where's the iodine? Ask me that question again in a moment.
So, What is it? Fine. All right. Come on up. Ronald.
One of these days you really should unplug that intercom.
You know, I was just thinking the exact same thing. Did you run all the way up here?
I thought it gave the scene a sense of urgency.
Was the smell a part of that too?
Ada's here. You didn't tell me Ada was here.
I'm sorry, it must have slipped my mind as you're yelling at me over the intercom.
Understandable.
What's wrong?
I'm being followed.
Here we go.
Remember how I was here earlier?
I vaguely recall that.
Well, I went east on 81st Street to get a coffee from that little place on the corner.
I love that place.
I know, right? Anyway, I ordered my usual order.
Chai latte.
But, as the barista called out my name, some guy in a bowler hat came up and said, "Hey, I'm friends with Mr. Rigby, aren't I, Ron?"
Who was he?
I have no idea.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now usually, I'd march right up to him and give him what's coming to him. But this guy had these killer eyes. These dark, narrow slits just taunting me.
You don't seem too beat up. I gather you won?
I ran.
You what?
I got the hell out of there before he and his giant friend could pull a Hulk on me.
Giant friend.
Oh, I didn't mention that? He had this big ass enforcer with him. Anyway, they followed me back to mine, so I snuck out the back door and came here.
So you came to the one other place where it's common knowledge you hang out.
It seemed like the next logical step.
And you didn't think they'd come here next.
You seem to know an awful lot about what they would do next. A little too much.
No! What? Get out of it!
All I want is a chai latte. Is that too much to ask?
Yes. I'll go get you a beer.
Pick yourself up, Ron. You don't even know what these men want.
But I can feel it in my bones. My time has come. They're here to claim me.
You're being overdramatic. They're probably just fans of your show.
Ada, please. I host a survival reality TV show. I have no fans.
You can't do this today. Not to Clive. This new piece could be his big break.
Have you had a look around the place? He's had 12 big breaks.
I'm serious, Ron. Go take this crazy misadventure and have it with someone else.
You make it sound like it happens all the time.
Remember the red herring incident?
How was I supposed to know that the red herring that old sea captain was talking about was a Nazi submarine?
And the time you held up Congress?
That was meant to be a 7-Eleven. It was Google Maps' fault and you know it.
And then there was the incident with the budgie and the
Okay, I get it. Where I go, disaster usually follows. But you have to admit, it makes life more exciting.
It makes it somewhat showcased.
All the world's a stage, my dear, and your super objective is obvious.
Not all of us speak in stage actions, Ron.
You're still in love with him.
I beg your pardon?
I mean, it's understandable. Quaint, mysterious, brooding artist all alone in his expensive Manhattan loft, exploring the realms of the heart and the boundaries of the soul. He's witty, talented, intelligent, has a good taste in wine. What's not to love?
You should stop now.
I mean, if I was 20 years older and had the body of a younger woman, I'd be after his hand as well.
I'm serious. Stop.
Oh, chin up, darling. I'm sure he really values your friendship.
Shut
You do this to your son. Nothing has changed since college, and nothing ever will. You pine, you mope, you flirt, you stick it all out there, and he'll ignore you until he meets some unavailable debutante. Ironically, he does the same thing, just not for you.
So what would you have me do? Go for a makeover? Follow the Vogue trends? Spend all of Daddy's money on jewelry and cocaine?
Maybe just stop aiming so high.
I think you should go.
I think you should come with me.
What?
I'm not so high. I won't waste my time chasing some indecisive redhead. And I won't waste your time. I'm just as rich as Clive. My job's just not as pretentious.
I only have one beer, but you can have...
Not on your life.
Where's my beer? The bar's closed.
I was just telling Ron that he should go so we can get back to work.
Actually, no, he can stay. I don't think I'll be needing you anymore.
Why not?
I've had an epiphany. A good muse is a non-existent muse.
We do say that absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Why are you doing this?
You're meant to be my muse, not his.
You saw.
I observed. I observed well.
No, you didn't. You really didn't, but that's okay, don't worry. You won't make the same mistake again.
There seems to be an echo in here, sir.
It's just your head, Harold.
Yes, sir.
Well, she always was a bit prone to drama, old chap.
Sit down and shut up. You're only allowed to be here, but because if you got killed, I'm sure I'd feel some sort of remorse, and that wouldn't benefit my work at all.
Not first, anyway.
Oh, all's fair in love and war, Clive. You've had your window of opportunity with Ada for some time now. You need to pass the turkey down the table sooner or later.
I don't like sharing.
Don't be pathetic. The only reason you're interested is because Catherine has suddenly entered no man's land.
Boys, that's enough.
Don't you dare bring Catherine up!
Clive,
Of course I want you stuck up Vanguard
I
fangirl!
said enough! I have a headache, and possibly some internal bleeding. And you two bickering like two prissy actors isn't doing me any good. Now go to your rooms.
I don't have a room.
You can have his. Clive will most likely be sleeping in his chair tonight anyway. There's work to be done. Now go!
Thank you.
You were to call that girl after this job is done and apologize. No excuses.
What did I do?
Love is like a cruel joke, Clive. Never funny if you're the butt of it. But until then, you've made a very small, annoying man a promise, and you best make good on it. Now back to work. Pip, pip.
Just get out. Just put it down and get out.
No clowns in my movie.
The key still works.
What a comfort.
I came to give it back.
What? Under the cover of darkness?
I've been busy.
Busy planning a wedding, I hear. I suppose it's been a barrel of laughs.
It's been a headache, really.
Well, I guess now you can understand my stance on the sacred ceremony. I'm glad we can finally agree on something.
We agreed on lots of things.
What, like a mourning period? I thought we said a month.
I stuck to it.
A month for anything but engagements. Getting engaged is only okay after being single for like 6 months.
You never specified.
I didn't think I had to. Bit curious, isn't it? How quickly it all happened. Begs a couple of questions on how long you've been around for. I deserve that.
Yes, you did.
I'll take that key back now.
Again with the fairy imagery?
It's a powerful metaphor.
It's childish.
Yeah, well, so's your face.
I can see we're making progress in leaps and bounds.
What part of this is meant to be easy? Where is it written that it all gets better after I rendezvous with a stranger or two?
Can you not turn our breakup into poetry?
I didn't mean to. It's just that I wasn't ready for you to be gone completely.
Look, I'm sorry this is so hard on you, but you made the choice. Your art over me. I don't think it's a choice you regret. I just think you wanted everything no matter what, but you can't keep people tucked away in your tower, Clive. People need room.
Well, they shouldn't.
I'm sure Ada won't mind suffocating up here.
Don't be petty.
What? You didn't enjoy your 1 month of celibacy?
She was here for Ronald.
Sure she was. Do you ever feel like you were born in the wrong era?
I barely noticed the current one.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Not acknowledging something, Clive, is a sign of not being comfortable with it.
I'm not sure a different set of clothes and more fuel-efficient cars would set me off into the world that I so effectively avoid.
But maybe you would if you felt more at home. Just think about it. The 1920s. Hemingway and Fitzgerald waving you over to their favourite table in their favourite speakeasy. The lighting's low, the voices are hushed, and the black jazz singer clicks his fingers at you from on stage. You're popular, you're adored, and you'll inspire writers for generations.
And where do you come into all this?
Well, I've got your hand, of course. A long cigarette in the other. I'm sparkling, shimmering, vicious, and you've got a gaze that could cripple Capone.
The 1920s are over. We can't live that life. We tried and we failed.
We could run away, buy a log cabin in the woods, have a fire constantly running. We never have to get dressed, or answer the phone, or return overdue videos. You cook and I'll clean. You could write every day without anyone interrupting you. I could finally learn how to knit. You'd never have to let me go. And we wouldn't need a clock or a calendar. We haven't failed yet. We're only just beginning.
I can't leave. Not right now.
Bring it with you then. I don't care anymore. I've been compromised now.
It's not just the art. I have Harold and Ronald and
Ada.
I have commitments, responsibilities.
Since when do you actually make good on your responsibilities?
Since what you're asking me to do is something that I don't want to do. Thanks for the key, but I can't do this anymore.
Clive,
I've got a lot of work to do, Catherine.
I expect a mention at the end of it. I presume after all I was a major contributor to the process. The wedding's tomorrow. By the way, at the cathedral opposite the park. You know the one.
And why are you telling me this?
Closure, I guess.